Hey y'all, I'm Donna.
And I'm Kerri.
And we are Paranormal Chicks.
Episode 5.
We made it!
To 5.
Yeah. But it's still 5.
It's still one more than 4.
Mm-hmm. Like you can count them on one hand.
We're almost to 2 hands.
I know. And I mean, 2-hand jobs are way better than one.
Sometimes a girl just needs 2 hands.
Well.
And we think we're funny.
So, what did we learn over this past week? I'll tell you. Don't even answer. I'll tell you.
Okay.
It was rhetorical.
Okay. I feel like this is like last week whenever you told me to close my eyes and I closed them and I opened them and you were like, stop opening your eyes.
Yes, you ruined it for everyone.
Well, because you cut a couple of the times where you told me.
Yes.
You cut a couple of those out where it was like, close your eyes. Okay, sorry. What did we learn?
Anyway, we learned that we seriously freaked some people out with Robert the doll.
Oh, did I tell you? Okay, you go first about what you know, and then I'll go about what people told me.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, your sister was freaked out.
Oh my God. Yes.
What did she tell you?
She was like, where do I find the show notes, first of all? And I was like, our website.
Which is?
aparanormalchicks.com.
That's right.
So she looked at Robert's pictures that you posted in the show notes, and she was, because you did the 2,
yeah.
And she was like, his face looks different in the 2. She said that, like, in the first one, he kind of looked like he had, like, a smiley smirk, and in the second one, he looked mad.
Yes. Yes.
And I was like, what? And so I went back and looked. I was like, holy shit, it really does look like he has 2 different facial expressions.
Yeah.
Well, and then my friend Megan from work said that Instagram post that we did of Robert in it, she was like, I was not going to go look at his picture. And then I'm just scrolling through Instagram, looking at people's food and all this stuff. And then what the fuck? There he was. You know, she was like, Robert's face looking dead at me. She was like, I hadn't asked for his permission to look at that. Y'all didn't warn me that you were going to post that. And she said that she was up most of the night freaking out. She said, so she has one of those doorbell cameras. Yeah. And she said she was laying in bed and she heard something move the furniture on her front porch.
Oh my gosh.
And she was like, what the hell? And so she like pulled up her door camera, like her doorbell camera. Then, like, what you can see of, like, the street view, there was, like, a black cat walking.
Uh-oh, did she exit out?
No, I don't think she exited out. But there was a black cat walking, and then there was this car coming, and it looked like the car, like, slammed on brakes. But the cat wasn't even near. The cat was, like, on the sidewalk, like, not even on the road. And it looked like the car, like, slammed on brakes. And I was like, they slammed on brakes? And she's like, I think so. But then they go on, and then you see this other cat come from on her porch, and she's like, that's the one that was moving the damn furniture. And then the black cat, like, walks and, like, screws around with the other cat. Like, they fight or whatever. And then,
I was like, oh.
No, not that kind of story.
Okay.
And so then the black cat, like, turns back and looks at the doorbell camera. And, like, all you can see is, like, it's, like, silhouette with its beady little eyes glowing. And she was like, the shadow people. She was like, gosh. I said Hail Marys and the perk of marrying a Catholic. I know some of the prayers. She's like, I did everything Donna told me to. I said, to do this. Oh my God. I was cracking up.
Yes. Well, that picture was bad because it did look like he was staring at you. And
into your soul.
Yes. And every time I go to post something on Instagram, that picture is still like on our feed, you know? And I'm like, I'm sorry, Robert. Like, I'll put my hand in front of it.
I know. Forget who it was. Somebody else messaged me that they felt like on our podcast that it was on and it was on our Facebook group. My friend Randy said that she didn't want to look at it because she was like, I feel like in the podcast y'all asked for his permission, but I didn't, and so I can't look at it.
Oh gosh. And also, like, when I was editing that one, the program started messing up.
Yeah.
And then when I went to post that picture, it wouldn't sync with anything else. And then I asked his permission, and a little bit later, it worked.
That is insane.
Yeah. Every time I see it, I'm like, does that, carry over?
Yeah.
Do I have permission all the time now?
Surely you wouldn't have to ask. I don't know. And it's like, I a little bit want to be able to say out loud, like, that's stupid and that's not a thing that, like, from over here, just to, like, look at a picture on the internet, we would have to ask permission because I don't believe that. But then again, I want to be like, I'm sorry, Robert, I do believe it, but I don't believe it. But Robert, please don't kill me, you know? Yes. Like, how would he have that power over, like, even if he's real, which I'm not saying you're not, Robert. And by the way, I love Gene. Won't ever talk bad about him.
I know. Gene is awesome.
But like, even if all of that is real, I just don't feel like anything would have that kind of power to be like, I know that you looked at my picture on Google. Like, you know.
Yeah. Also, I freaked myself out with you because we talked about shadow people in episode 4. Mm-hmm. And then we watched that Annabelle creation movie.
I was just going to say, did we watch that? Did we tell them that we watched that last weekend? And between the shadow people and the Robert story, that movie, because scary movies don't scare me. Like I'm the type that I'm going to like make fun of it and laugh through the whole thing. And that movie scared the crap out of me.
Totally scared me.
I think I squealed once.
Yes. And well, it didn't help that Marley, it was like the most intense part and Marley started barking.
Yes. Marley lost her shit.
Yes. And so that freaked us out even more.
Yes.
But yeah, it was so bad that like I had trouble sleeping just thinking about the shadow people.
Yes.
I don't know.
See, not so much the shadow people for me because all I can picture is like that dumbass Men in Black thing. But that damn doll.
Yeah. Well, it's like the shadow people, but sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Is what I'm scared of. Like, if I wake up after I've been asleep and I can't move, what am I going to do?
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you, too, what made that movie so scary was that little girl that was like the main girl in it. Mm-hmm. She did such a good job acting that part. Because I'm a sort of kind of narcissist and I go back and listen to our podcast. Well, and honestly, though, when I listen to it, sometimes I'll laugh because I'll completely forget a joke that we made. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, Donna was funny. I think that I lost all understanding of the justice system when I was talking about Michael Peterson because nobody gets acquitted and then gets retried and convicted. And that's what I said happened to him.
That's funny.
That would be double jeopardy.
Yeah.
So anyway, the other thing I realized, because when we had talked about it, I hadn't finished the whole 3-part series of it. Yeah. So I got the whole part about his adopted kids wrong.
Oh, Lord.
His adopted kids were because I said that he killed his first wife in the same way. Did I say that? I feel like I said that he killed the first wife the same way and they were going to bring that up at trial, but it wasn't his first wife. They got divorced. It was his neighbor. And that the neighbor, that was the neighbor's 2 kids that he ended up adopting. So I screwed that up royally. I'm like, whatever. Anyway, so after all of that, just to clarify, after all of that came out about that rogue FBI forensic analysis guy.
Yeah.
As I'm correcting things and I'm like still not even saying real terms. Forensic analysis guy who does the thing with the blood. That's when I think that they vacated his conviction.
Yeah.
And when they were going to go back to trial, the state was like, this just costs too much damn money. And so they offered him an Alford plea. And so the Alford plea, if you don't know what it is, the defendant is saying, I'm not saying I'm guilty, but I recognize that the prosecution has enough to convict me. So we're going to cut a deal where I don't say I'm guilty, but it goes down as a guilty plea, basically. Yeah. It's an Alford plea. And so he got time served. So he so he's out now. So I don't know. I just royally effed that up. I was like, when I was listening to it, I was like, did I just say that he was acquitted and then convicted again? Because that's not a thing. Epic fail. But anyway, so that's my correction.
It was his bushy eyebrows that had you all confused.
Yes, they had me all twisted.
Ugh, they are twisted. Those hairs go everywhere. Oh, well. Okay. Oh, I had a correction. Yeah. Because Cain killed Abel.
Oh, right? What'd you say? Shit.
Yeah, I said Abel killed Cain, but it's Cain killed Abel.
God, see, I still don't know.
Whatever. A brother killed another brother, okay?
Oh, and so, okay, this isn't a correction, but this is something that going back and listening to the last episode made me think about, because do you remember how when you said that about the shadow people, how he was like, I almost got you? It reminded me of, not that, but sort of that. The other weekend when I was working with this patient who it was previously a nurse, and she was telling me a story about when she was working in probably the 70s or 80s when she was a nurse, and she was working with this doctor that was going to do some sort of like bedside procedure on this lady, something, I don't know, something with the bladder, I don't know, it's not important. But when they were doing the procedure, she had to be with him because she had to keep like constant measurements of like her blood pressure and heart rate and all that stuff. And when like just like a couple of minutes after they started the procedure, she went and took the blood pressure and there was no blood pressure. And so she was and so she like checked a pulse and she was like, no blood pressure. But he was like, go get the blah, blah medicine.
Stat.
Like, like now, cause she did. And so she like ran and got it and she was like, why the hell? Well, he shouldn't say hell, but I do. So she was like, why the hell did he not, if he like, cause he later was like, oh yeah, that can happen. And she's like, why didn't he have this medicine on hand if he knew this was a possibility? Because the girl was young. She was like 22 or something, like super young. And so she ran and got that medicine, came back, gave it to the girl. Her heart rate came back. She started getting a blood pressure again and all that stuff. And when the girl woke up, she was like, asked her, she was like, how do you feel? And she was like, I feel weird. And the girl was like, so the nurse was like, well, like, what do you mean you feel weird? And she said, I floated up out of my body and saw y'all standing over me, working on me, and was heading towards the hall. Oh, and that's when the nurse gave her the medicine and she came back.
What the hell?
And she was, so the nurse was like, because she's older lady now. I mean, she's like 80s, late 80s. And she was like, and that is a firsthand account of this. She was like, that's not just some story you hear. She was like, I was there. I saw her face when she told me, woke up and said that I feel weird. And she said, I floated up, saw y'all standing over me, working on me, and was going, like, out the door, was in the hall. Yeah. When they brought her back.
Whoa.
So it just wasn't her time.
Yeah. Wow. At least she didn't see the Hat Man there. If that was the case, I would have been like,
girl, you need to change something up in your life if the Hat Man's coming after you. But, like, that's crazy because it was a first-hand account. It wasn't like just some story you hear that's like an urban legend kind of thing. Like, no, this was, because she told me some of the best stories of like her time as a nurse and stuff. But anyway, so I was like, oh my God, I have to share.
You know what? That was awesome. But I just thought about shadow people. Marley did too. And on Ghost.
Yeah. Yes. I know where you're going.
But yeah, so when they get the bad guy who was like trying to get Demi Moore and stuff, and the shadows come and get him and then drag him back, that terrified me when I watched that. And like, I was so scared that I was going to see that and they were going to come get me. I finally put that together that's a shadow person.
Yes. Like, oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that.
Ooh, so scary.
You know, the other thing that I noticed listening to our podcast, that I say, oh my God, like all the time.
And I say, yeah.
Oh my God.
So if y'all want to drink, get ready, take some shots.
Don't take shots because we say that shit way too much to take shots to. Just do like a drink, like take a sip.
Yeah, a sip.
Just a sip. Just a tip.
Just a tip.
Cut that out.
It took me a second. Because that's never enough.
Like we said earlier, sometimes a girl just needs two hands.
Oh,
that's
gosh.
great.
Keeping that in.
I figured you would. Okay, so I go first this week.
Yes.
Speaking of, sometimes a girl needs two hands.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to cover the lust killer.
Ooh. Turn down the lights.
Set the mood. Get ready for a fetish.
Ooh. Does she like tiny hands?
It's not a girl.
Oh.
I don't know why I said the two-hand thing. It wasn't a good segue.
I don't know why I wanted to know she liked tiny hands. Maybe the doll. It's Robert the doll. He's taking over.
Yes. That reminded me of like the tiny hands thing when Guy Fieri blocked your niece because she said. So they're like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Guy Fieri blocked Donna's niece on Twitter or Instagram because she said she called him out about having tiny thumbs.
She's a preteen.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
What did she say? I can't even remember.
It was on a picture that he like had a steak or something and he was cutting into it or something. And she said, you have tiny thumbs. But she said she like was a troll and said it over and over on different pictures and stuff. And so he blocked her.
Okay, I thought it was just the one picture that she like commented on. Oh, okay, well, she was a troll. She needed to be blocked.
But that's just so funny.
That is hilarious. Meanwhile, it probably wasn't him. It was probably some assistant or something. Yeah, for sure. That is hilarious.
For sure. Hopefully he has to read like mean tweets or Instagram things. And
oh my gosh. Oh, Jimmy Fallon or whatever that is?
Yes. Oh gosh. I'll be famous by proxy.
Can we please tell about that niece's mom trying to get into that Facebook group thinking it was us? Yeah. Okay, so Donna's sister-in-law, for her to be like young and tech savvy, she's not processing this whole podcast thing. We love you, Barbara, but you're not.
We love you.
And so she was going to go to our Facebook page and try to get in the page private. And the closed group. And so she found the closed group for the podcast Two Girls, One Ghost,
which is awesome. You should check their podcast out.
And so they have 2 questions to be able to get into the closed group, like about their podcast. And so the first question is, what is Two Girls, One Ghost? Mm-hmm. And what Barbara answer? Because keep in mind, Barbara thought this was our Facebook page.
Yeah, so she was just like giving a nonsense answer because we would approve her anyway, you know? And so she said the 2 girls is from the twins from The Shining. And for the ghost part, she said a really hot pepper.
which first of all, I cracked up really hard at the Shining twins being the 2 girls. But the ghost with the hot pepper, that took me a minute until, well, let's be honest, I said, Donna, I don't get the ghost thing. And she said, or the pepper thing, and she was like, a ghost pepper, like a really hot pepper. And I was like, oh my God, that's fucking hilarious.
Oh my God.
But the fact that she thought that was our group.
Yes.
I hope that those moderators for that page got on and were like, what in the actual F? You know what? I wonder if they got the ghost pepper thing, because I surely didn't.
I know. When I'm listening to them, I'm like hoping that someone will bring it up.
Yes. Oh my God. That is.
I know her.
Oh gosh, that's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. So funny. But if you want to join our closed group, you don't have to answer questions.
No, we're just wide open spaces. Call us the Dixie Chicks. Oh, God. All right. You ready for the lust killer?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. His name is Jerry Brudos. Ever heard of him?
No, we don't write each other.
Oh, dang. You got that. Just you and Danny are monogamous?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how do you think this story's going to start?
He's in his mom's basement and online.
No, because he was born in 1939.
Oh, well,
Al Gore had not invented the internet yet.
You didn't tell me that.
Okay, but how do all of my stories start?
He had a terrible childhood.
Yep. Okay.
Ugh.
I know. So, Jerome Henry Brudos, better known as Jerry to his friends, he was born in South Dakota, like I said, in 1939. Whenever I get into it, you'll recognize him because you watched Mindhunter on Netflix, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So they did a little piece on him in that. So you'll recognize it. So he grew up in South Dakota, like I said already. And he was the youngest of 2 boys. And he had, like we said, a terrible childhood. His mom was really upset that he wasn't a girl. So to take it out on him, she would dress him up in women's clothes or in girls' clothes and then like shame him.
Oh my
gosh. For I know. So obviously their relationship quite strained.
Yeah.
Also, when he was like 5 years old, he found a pair of high heels in a junkyard and his mom caught him wearing that. So of course she took the opportunity to shame him for that and like destroyed the shoes in front of him and made this huge big deal about it. Meanwhile, quite opposite of what you should do when you find a kid that's a 5-year-old kid exploring and learning new things because they haven't conformed to gender norms, but that's a soapbox.
Yeah.
So also around that age, when he was in 1st grade, he stole his teacher's shoes. The other thing that he would do would, I'm talking like at that really early young age, he would break into people's houses and steal women's underwear.
How did he break into houses when he was little?
He was like 7. He was in 1st grade. That's like 7 years old. What were you doing when you were 7?
Playing with my Barbies.
Yeah. Me, my sister, and our best friend that was our neighbor and me, we were traipsing all over the neighborhood on our bikes and like going everywhere and like, you know.
But I wouldn't have been able to be like Ace Ventura and sneak into people's houses.
You said Ace Ventura, but my mind immediately went to the Grinch when he
yeah, looked about the same.
Because he's the same character and everything. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I feel like if they're at work or something, it's not like he's like, they're in there watching TV in the living room and he's breaking in. Well, I mean, that we know. I don't know. I'm just assuming.
He's in school when they're in work, right?
Stop coming to me with that logic. I don't know.
He was like, hey, do you want to buy some Boy Scout cookies? Do they have cookies?
I don't think that.
No, they have popcorn.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I don't think they have cookies. Surely they wouldn't.
Popcorn, if y'all have never had Boy Scout popcorn, so good.
And you know what else is good? The Dollar General Girl Scout cookies.
Yes. Those tag-alongs and Thin Mints, exactly the same.
Pretty close, yeah. All right. So when Jerry was 17 is when he started escalating from just kind of stealing the clothes and the shoes to actually hurting women.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, just go
his
to
mom
Walmart
effed him
and get
up.
you some panties.
I don't know that would be his style.
Amazon Prime it.
When I picture Walmart underwear, I picture granny panties. And I feel like if you have an underwear fetish, you're doing like cute underwear, not like granny panties.
True.
So probably not. There's this girl at work that sold a sock with a hole in it for $30 on eBay, like a fetish.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm scared about doing, well, I mean, whatever. No judgment for anyone that does it, but like your DNA is on there.
I know.
And so I'm so crazy that someone's going to buy it and then be like, plant whatever somewhere. And I'll be like, what? And then you'd have to go to court and say, no, I sold whatever, some kind
used underwear or like a used sock. Yeah.
Yeah. To get money, like in front of people.
Have you ever seen that? I think it's a meme and it's like, write your text messages like you're going to have to read them out loud in court.
Yes.
Because like, just think about.
Oh gosh.
If you had to read out all your text messages.
Our group text that we have? No. Mm-mm.
How do we get on that?
Oh, panties.
Oh, yeah. Oh, people buying them like fetish online. Yeah. So when he was 17, he kidnapped a teenage girl at knife point and like forced her to undress and took pictures of her while she was naked. I know some stuff said that he also beat her, but other stuff didn't say that. They also later found out that he assaulted other women that rejected him. So it's like, women rejected him. He stole their underwear and shoes. Who's that sound like?
Right.
His mom. I mean, like, come on. I mean, this is like...
textbook.
Yeah. What is it? The Psych 101 rears its ugly head. What movie?
Clueless.
Got it. Okay. He ended up getting in trouble for the kidnapping of the 17-year-old. I mean, of the girl. He didn't say he was 17. I don't know how old she was. Facts. I don't know. So anyway, so instead of going to jail, he went to Oregon State Hospital's psychiatric unit. But he was still able to go to school during the day, so that's not very clear. So he just like slept there? I don't really understand that. But
wow.
Yeah, so he went to a psych hospital. While he was there, he did finish high school and then went off to college. And that's where he met, when he was 22, he met his wife.
Wife?
I know, girl. All these serial killers are murdered. I mean... That was not a Freudian slip for marriage. It may have been, but I don't think it was. All right, so he got married, and they had 2 kids, a son and a daughter. So not long after they got married, his mom moved back in the house with them.
Oh my gosh.
Which I feel like is weird. Like, not weird that someone's parent moved in with them, because you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But weird that he allowed his mom, who was so terrible to him, to move back in. Which I feel like, I don't know.
It's like Nanny Doss, the giggling granny.
Yeah.
From episode 2?
Yeah, I feel like when she moved back in with her mom and dad, and it's like, again, you don't know people's life circumstances and why they do the things that they do, and again, like finances and blah, blah. But, golly, to have to put yourself back in that position with your abuser.
Yeah.
Because of life circumstances has to be so hard.
But I'm sorry, if someone had to live with me after they've abused me, no thanks.
Right?
You can go on the street where I found those shoes and you...
destroyed them.
So there you go. You're literal trash.
Right.
Now, if I have to move back in with you, I'll be like, okay, suck it up, Buttercup. You can do whatever I gotta do.
Yeah.
But
if I'm the one with the power now.
Mm-mm.
So he and his wife had a pretty good relationship for a few years. But some of the stuff said that he was pretty abusive to his wife. Some stuff said physical abuse, but not everything said it physical abuse. But he had the attic and his garage that were like his spaces, and that she would have to ask permission to go to those.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like they had an intercom system, so she'd have to be like, bloop, honey, can I come up?
Oh my gosh. And he'd be like, 10-4, good buddy.
And then she'd say, over and out. I'm sure that's exactly how that went down.
No, he probably said, what color panties are you wearing today?
And if she said, bloop, Grady panties,
he'd be say, like, get the fuck out of here.
Hit me up when you got some lingerie. Speaking of. The other thing, though, that he would have her do, which I feel like some of the stuff made this sound so awful, probably in the context, but he would make her walk around nude and only in high heels. I feel like that's not that awful. I mean, him making her do it is one thing, but like, I feel like that could be their thing.
I'd be like, there's no arch support in here. And if I do that, I need foot rubs all day, every day.
And I'm like, okay, I can give you a solid hour standing up in heels. And then I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. Give me my flats.
Ugh, my calves would be hurting, my cankles.
But your legs look so good in heels, but they hurt so bad.
Nah,
so I'll just stick with
mine's
flats.
Flip-flops. It's okay. I got Fred Flintstone feet.
I'll stick to the flats. I mean, although like I have heels, I very rarely wear them, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, again, to each his own. If that's your thing and y'all want to do like only wear your high heels, and I mean, that could be sexy as fuck.
Yeah.
But if you're making me do it because you're a domineering asshole,
right?
Whole nother ballgame.
Also, though, were there kids around? Because that takes it to a whole nother level.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know how we are. Did she sit on anything?
Oh, God, no. You have to have panties on for that.
You got to create a barrier.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's nasty.
Do you remember that episode of Sex and the City when Harry and Charlotte got married and he moved in and he always walked around naked and like he would like sit down on the white couch and she'd be like, ugh,
yes, ugh,
don't sit on the white couch.
That's so
gross. So the other kind of things that were happening in their relationship that were not the demise of it because they stayed married. I feel like that's because that's a sign of the times. You know, they didn't get divorced, but
you know, everyone stays together for the kids.
Yeah, because that's healthy. But one day he like presented himself to her, and he was wearing women's underwear, and she was like, "Nope."
She said, "Wrong color and wrong cut."
Those are mine. Just kidding. I don't know if they were hers. Yeah. So she was like, "Ooh." And then she started finding pictures of other nude women and oddly molded breasts.
What?
In his possessions.
What?
And so that's when they stopped having sex.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, he didn't need to have sex with her. He had his molded breast.
Oh, what? We'll get to that. It's believed that Jerry attacked a woman in 1967. So in May of that year, there was a woman that he saw walking around that he liked her shoes. And so he followed her home, went into her house after she went to sleep, strangled her until she went unconscious, raped her, and then he left and took her shoes with him.
Damn, he could have just got her shoes.
I know. And it wasn't until way later that they connected him to this.
Whoa.
Yeah. So on January 26th of 1968 is when he, for real, escalated. So he was just kind of stealing people's stuff, like sneaking in houses, stealing people's stuff. Then he did attack that woman, which is awful.
Yeah.
But then he started his kind of murderous rampage.
Gosh.
So Linda Slauson was an encyclopedia saleswoman that, because, you know, it's 1968. So that was when people like walked around and sold encyclopedias, which we have a set of those, by the way. So she came to his house to sell encyclopedias. And so he was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm interested in these encyclopedias. Come on in. And she was like, sure. And then he hit her over the head, strangled her, and you ready for it?
Oh, my gosh.
Had sex with her dead body.
Oh.
Yes.
Necro.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay. Note to self, if you want to stay alive, wear clogs, wear Crocs, don't wear good heels. I mean, just don't.
This is in the privacy of your own home.
Do some mules, something. I mean,
those like really ugly medical shoes.
Yes,
that I have a pair of.
Oh my gosh, those shoes.
You hate them, I know.
Oh my gosh,
I know. And meanwhile, I sprained my ankle in them. Like I don't even know how many times I've fallen in those like medical clog things.
Oh my God.
Okay, so then he kept her body and would dress it up in women's underwear.
Oh my gosh.
Here's the kicker, because but wait.
There's more?
Then he removed her left foot so he could put high heel shoes on it from his collection.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. I mean, he could just bring the shoes over to her body.
But he dumped her body. So, yeah, he later dumped her body. So he dumped her body, but he was like, let me keep this foot so that I can put my shoes on it.
You know what I'm picturing?
Oh, God, no. If you say the closet from Overboard where he, like, cranks her shoes.
Okay, one, I hate that movie.
You do hate that movie, and
I've never even seen that fucking episode, or whatever.
How do you hate the movie? Like, you hate that movie with a passion. And first of all, it's one of my faves. Second of all, you've never even seen the whole thing, so how can you hate it?
Because I don't really like Goldie Hawn.
Who does love her that much? I mean, I do like her.
I don't, and I don't know. You know, I'm not a huge, like, 80s fan.
Right, that's the problem. But I think that's the movie that she and Kurt Russell, like, first met on, and that's when they started.
Well, I don't like him either, and I don't care.
Well, that's a good movie, and he builds her an amazing closet in that movie that then she didn't pay him for. But anyway, which is why he kidnaps her. But that's a side note.
Yeah, I hate that movie. And every time that we're in a hotel anywhere, it comes on, and I'm forced to go back to sleep because I'm not going to watch it. And her and Tiffany watch it.
That is one. Okay, Overboard and Selena.
Oh, Selena. Anything for Selena's.
It's sombra. Those two movies I can literally watch every single time they come on.
For sure.
Just sans Overboard for you.
Yeah, no, Overboard.
Okay.
Wait, what was I going to say?
Oh, do you know what that reminds me of? Is what you said.
Yeah. No, her foot, all I can picture is, this is so bad. But you know those lamb chops, but not lamb chops, like the lamb where like the bone is sticking up? Yes. You know what I mean? That's what I picture is like this little like bone and like her foot. I feel like that's on like horrible. I know. I feel like it would be I feel like that would be on Scooby-Doo or something. Or maybe Fred Flintstone ate it.
You are obsessed with Fred Flintstone's feet. And the Grand Poobahs. How have we been friends for 30 years and I don't know that you're obsessed with the Flintstones, apparently?
Oh my gosh, I am.
Legit, you know like every episode, the Flintstones have come up.
I also said that I did his Twinkle Toes
the bowling
when I was trying to get away from something. I really do like the Flintstones.
Apparently. I feel like we just had a breakthrough in our psych session today, and we realized that you love the Flintstones.
Oh my God. And I told someone that they look like pebbles, how they had their hair. Is everything Flintstone? For real.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Breakthrough of, I feel like you just had like a recovered memory or something. Like, I don't know what happened, but I feel like it was like a moment.
Oh gosh!
All right,
but is that not what you can picture?
Yeah, whatever the car hop person like puts on the side of their car. Yeah. All I can think about when I think of that foot thing is that my sister, that's a teacher, 1 year for Christmas, a kid gave her this glass high heel soap dispenser. And I'm gonna need us to find that picture and put it up for people. So god awful ugly. But I think about that. And the lamp from Christmas Story. That's what that reminds me of, too. I know. You don't like that movie either. You don't like any good movies. All these people are like, what? Back to old Jerry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he's up there now. He's got a dead body, a dead foot.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, ooh, the shade of decomp right here really looks good with these leopard print pumps.
You know what? That shade of blue really makes the leopard print pop.
These maggots that are
Oh, God. Oh, God.
It's a yellow, and it just brings out this.
Okay. Oh.
Went too far. Sorry.
A little too far. No, not too far, but I wasn't expecting it. Okay. So in November of that year, Jan Whitney, she was driving home.
Wait, also, did it say if he polished her toenails?
I don't know, but when you just said something, it made me think, I wonder, when we were talking about the pop of color, I was like, I wonder if her toenails were painted. So back to Jan Whitney. She was driving home for Thanksgiving when her car broke down.
Oh, dun, dun, dun.
Mm-hmm. And he was the Good Samaritan, not so good, that stopped to offer to help her. But of course, he didn't. He strangled her in his car.
Oh.
And then again had sex with her dead body.
Gosh.
So he's really into necrophilia.
Yeah.
Which is like beyond.
I just know.
I know. Ugh. Anyway, so then he brought her body to his workshop. Because did I say that earlier? He like does something with like stuff.
No, you didn't.
Okay. Something. He has a workshop. So he brought her body to his workshop, dressed her, and then would like pose her body for photographs.
I mean, can he just get a mannequin?
He also fancied himself a bit of a photographer.
Oh, Lord.
So he would like I said, he would like pose their bodies with clothes and underwear and heels and like take all the pictures.
I mean, could he get a job at like a Sears and do the catalog?
Like the movie Mannequin. God, we're just like bringing up all these 80s movies. So,
and she was from Sex and the City.
Yeah. Girl.
Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, but that wasn't the same character that I was talking about earlier.
Oh, never mind.
I was talking about
oh, no, I know.
Davis's.
I know Charlotte, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. But yeah, full circle. I'm picking it up. I get it. All right. So as with the previous victim, Slauson, Jan Whitney, he decided to keep part of her, but he removed one of her breasts instead of...
He needed that mold.
I told you we'd come back to that.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm. You ready for the kicker?
Oh, God.
I feel like everything is a kicker.
He left a hole where the nipple was and he drinks milk from it.
Stop it. Stop that. No, he used it as a paperweight. We're going to hell. We're fucking going to hell. Oh my God.
He had some pretty important papers. Oh my God. Did he also leave her nipple out? And that's how he kept where he was reading?
Donna. I can't even. I cannot. Are you a serial killer on the inside? How do you even come up with this shit?
I saw it on the Flintstones. They did it with Dino's egg.
Oh my God. I literally have no words. Oy, okay.
I'm sorry.
After he killed Jan Whitney, he abducted a 19-year-old Oregon State University student by the name of Karen, I always want to say Sprinkler, but it's Sprinker. Anyway, he abducted her from a parking garage in downtown Salem, Oregon. So he took her to his house, again, sexually assaulted her, strangled her to death, and then this time he removed both of her breasts.
Oh, God.
Then 4 weeks later, his spree was only within like a year. Like he killed them because he killed 4 people. It was very quick. Okay. So only 4 weeks after he killed Karen is when he killed 22-year-old Linda Salee. He kidnapped her from a shopping center and took her back to his house, and then did exactly the same thing that he's been doing to all the other women. His new thing was, though, that he disposed of the body in the Long Tom River. He kept Linda Salee's body for a couple of weeks. So when he disposed of her body in the river, he weighed it down with car parts. He had used a nylon rope to tie the auto parts, or the car parts to her to weigh her down. And it was like a very unusual knot, like a very memorable knot. Mm-hmm. So when her body was found, they were like, the cops were like, hold up. Let's keep searching. And so they did like a dive and found Karen Sprinker's body. And she was in the same situation. I almost said the same boat. She's in the same boat. Anyway, okay. She had car parts holding her down and the same knot with the same nylon rope. So police...
He's a naughty boy.
Oh, God. Has that nautical thing. With his naughty fetish. Okay, too far. We're so punny. Okay. So, of course, now the police are like, all right, clearly this is the same person. It's the same knot, it's the same rope, it's the same everything, same car parts, like, this is the same dude. And so since one of the victims, Karen, was from Oregon State University, they were like, all right, let's kind of start interviewing some female students and see if, they've kind of experienced some of the same stuff.
Yeah.
So when they were interviewing them, a lot of the women said that they had been getting calls from a man claiming to be a Vietnam veteran looking for a date.
Oh, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? He better be glad he did not go to the Lonely Hearts. Those classifieds, they'll get you.
Who was that? Oh, Granny.
Yeah,
Nanny Doss. Yeah, she would have eaten him alive.
No, she just would have poisoned him.
She would have made him eat arsenic.
Yes. And been like...
2 birds, 1 stone.
It was a chicken or the flu. If you have not listened to that episode, go listen to it. Yes. I think it's episode 2.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's Fur Cult meets Monster-in-Law.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the students said that she had actually gone out on a date with the caller. Mm-hmm. And she described him as a heavyset man with light hair and freckles. So police were like, you need to go, like, tell him that you want to go on another date with him. And because she was like, look, this guy was so weird. This is what this was the quote. How did you know I would bring you back home and not take you to the river and strangle you? Uh-huh.
Oh, Lord.
So police were like, well, that's weird. Call him. So she did. And they bring him in to interview him, but they don't have anything on him. They just know that he made this really weird statement to her about, like, strangling her and, killing her. But so what they did, though, was now they knew who he was. And so he was on their radar. So there were some girls at the university that he had attempted to abduct, but again, they just didn't know who he was. And so they went back to those girls and said, hey, here's a lineup.
Yeah.
Were any of these guys him? And so they were like, yeah, that's him. And so then that gave them probable cause for a search warrant.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they going to find those molds?
They're going to find those molds. They're going to find those pictures because he fancied himself. He fancied himself that photographer. Mm-hmm. They find the foot. They find it all. Yes. And so he is busted. So after they find all that information, like all that evidence at his house, they bring him in to interrogate him, and he confessed to all 4 of those murders, multiple assaults and attempted abductions. Sorry. He was charged with first-degree murder for Saley and Sprinker. God, why is her name so fucking hard? So at first, he tried to be like, but I'm not guilty because of insanity. But, of course, all the mental health experts were like, that's bullshit. You knew what you were doing. You kept the trophies. You have no sign of remorse. You knew what you were doing. And so he was convicted to 3 consecutive life sentences with the possibility of parole. Like I said, they thought maybe his wife was in on it, but she wasn't. Like, she was cleared of it. And she divorced him in 1970 and got the hell out of Dodge with her kids and, like, changed her name and everything.
I bet she never wears heels again.
I mean, would you?
Well,
you don't now. No, I know. So while he was serving his time, he tried a few times to appeal his conviction, but of course they were all a hell no. And then in 2006, he died of, I think it was a liver failure. And at the time, he was the longest incarcerated inmate in the history of the Oregon Department of Corrections.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that is old Jerry.
Wow.
I know. Foot fetish, women's underwear fetish. Mother made him do it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I take away that I'm doing the right thing by wearing flip-flops. No one likes those. And I have Fred Flintstone feet. So I'm good on that.
My takeaway is, I don't know. Wear what you want to wear, underwear and shoes, and don't let your husband tell you what to do. But, like, it's weird because, like, so this is, I think, why people thought that his wife was in on it, because if she saw, like, so he has these rooms that you can't go to.
Yeah.
He's got, like, breast molds. Like, I'm sorry. Is this a plastic surgeon's office? Like, why does he have those?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Well.
I know. And 2, like, the necrophilia, I don't get either.
Me either. Ew.
First of all, I forgot what I read one time, but it was saying, like, as soon as you die, like, the colonies of bacteria, like, exponentially increase on your skin and stuff. And so I'm like, ew. Like Jimmy Fallon. Ew. Ew. Like, I feel like that's disgusting because that's dirty. I think, like, in my head, whenever I hear stories like this, I try to figure out the why. And I know that that's impossible because, again, you're trying to apply logic to an illogical situation and it's,
Yeah.
But why? I mean, we know that it started with his mom and, she put him in women's clothes and then shamed him for it because she wanted a daughter. And then it's like when he had that natural curiosity to explore and try new things as a child, then he was shamed for that too. When I feel like we know now that that's just part of growing up. Kids have to be taught what we consider to be gender norms and that kind of thing. And so he wasn't doing anything wrong by exploring, and his mom shamed him for that. And so it created a fetish, because I feel like anytime you have extremes where you're like, you can never do this, this is horrible, this is bad, you're bad, don't do that, that it creates an extra curiosity, or it creates psychopathy as it relates to that, you know?
Yeah. I feel like we've talked about that before with the Duggars.
Yes, with their oldest son. Mm-hmm. Yes. Like with sex, because their only education on sex is that you wait till you're married, and then the woman has to have sex with the man. Whenever. Whether she wants to or not. If he wants to, that's your job, and you have to, period.
Yeah.
And so, well, if he's taught that a woman has to have sex with him whenever he wants, then that's what he's going to do.
Right.
And he did it to his sisters. Because again, anytime you have an extreme like that, you're going to create those types of situations.
Right.
It's all about education.
I know. Ugh.
And not shaming people for natural curiosities.
Yes.
I mean, kids are exploring. They're learning their bodies. They're learning what they like, what their interests are, what their desires are, even as a kid, you know?
Yes. And you know what's like extreme and what's not.
Right. A boy that's walking around playing in their mom's high heels, it's normal. That's a developmental norm. Like they're playing that is imaginary play. It's not, which is a developmental milestone for kids. It's not, oh my gosh, this boy should not be in these shoes.
Well, and she dressed him up as a girl.
She did it. Yes.
So, like, she should be happy.
I know. Well, but she's not, because she did it to shame him and to be an asshole. And then it piqued his curiosity. Yeah. And then she was pissed.
I mean, that's when you just have to take that opportunity and be like, and here's how you do makeup.
And then you think that's what Danny's mom did to him?
Oh, God. No, he didn't know how to do makeup. She did not teach him. If you haven't listened to that episode, that was episode 4, Walls and Dolls. And that was...
No, that was episode 3, because that was...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was episode 3. Walls and Dolls was episode 3.
Okay, so...
We've beat a dead horse with a dead foot. Oh, gosh, I'm going to hell.
I was silent there because you'll see in the future why I was silent.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm psychic.
You are. You know what that is? Your fourth eye.
Or not.
But it is.
Or what'd you say, like 12th ear or something?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do an urban legend. She's basically the queen of folklore and all-around scary bitch.
Who?
Bloody Mary.
Yes.
So you've heard of her.
Once or twice. I even did her thing one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't really remember specifics of it. I just remember it being a slumber party, I think at my house, that we did it in the bathroom.
Well, obviously you lived to tell about it.
Yeah, we didn't see anything.
Oh, well, did you have a candle?
No, are you supposed to?
Apparently so.
Oh, that's probably why then. No, because we just said her name 3 times. And then sat there and waited.
So do you want that candle over there and go do it?
Yeah, I'll go do it.
Okay, no. Do it at your own house.
I was going to say,
not
you're like,
here.
Not in this house.
Yeah. I don't want her.
I probably wouldn't do it anyway. Like, I would be like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And then I'd go in there and be like, shit.
In the bathroom. Shit. Okay, so since you can't, like, call Mary up on the phone and be like, yo, girl, come over here.
Yeah.
So you have to use a dimly lit room, a mirror, and you have to say a little chant.
As in, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
Don't say it a third time.
Bloody Mary.
There's that mirror right over there.
And the candle. We're all going to die.
No. I have to make it to episode 6.
They're all going to laugh at me.
Oh, wrong
What's
movie.
that from?
Carrie.
Oh.
The
movie, not me.
So you did it in the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
That's where I've never done it because I'm...
Girl, you won't even walk in a bathroom without the light on.
No, but it's because of this.
I know.
And I haven't even done it. It's the idea of it.
Your teeth look really white today. That coffee got me lit.
Well, if you're going to compliment me...
Drink coffee all day, every day. Oh, wait, I already do. Oh my gosh, did you die when... Okay, so last night, my nephew Dawson, who is obsessed with this podcast, so he's 13. So I think I posted it on social media today, but one of his pictures. But
yeah, in our closed group.
On Facebook, yeah.
Be in there. Or be square.
Oh, God. Okay. So he was inspired by our cover art, and he drew a ghost of me, a ghost of Donna, with him in the middle, and like all of us going towards a
magic ball. A crystal ball.
Yeah, much like the cover art. Well, Donna's ghost
looks just like me.
It's so cute. And like in one of her ghost hands is Marley, like on a leash, right?
Yeah.
And then did you have something in the other hand? Well, my ghost has resting bitch face. Looks like she hates the world. And he goes, you're mad because you haven't had your coffee yet. And like in one hand is a pot of coffee with coffee still in it because I haven't poured it in the coffee cup that's in the other hand.
I know. It's so cute.
Oh my gosh. He did such a good job. So we'll post that in the coming days too.
Yes. And he put my eyebrows like they are in that picture.
Oh, the devil eyebrows? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, mad scientist.
Oh, same thing.
Let's just be honest here.
Yeah. He used the pictures that we have in the like about us section on the website. So he used those pictures to like draw the ghost. Oh my God. So cute. He did such a good job.
Yes. Oh my gosh. We really are ghostesses then. Anyway, I love
that's so cheesy but funny.
I love Dawson. He's such a tender heart, and thank you so much for your drawing, for listening to us, and for your ideas.
Oh my gosh, I know. He's come up with some, like, he'll message me and he'll be like, because he calls me Aunt Kerri. It's so cute how he says my name. Because in my head, he's still like 5, even though he's like this teenager that's listening to our podcast. But he's so dang witty and clever. And like the stuff that he comes up with that he like texts me and he's like, hey, you should look at this. You should do this. And I'm like, dang, that's a good idea. I'll do that next week. You know?
Okay, don't do Bloody Mary, Dawson.
Yeah. I wonder why we always do it in the bathroom then. If you just need like a dimly lit room, a candle and a mirror.
And a chant.
Oh, yeah. Well, that goes without saying.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just easier.
Yeah.
You don't have to, like, hold a mirror and a candle.
Yeah. Well, and most bathrooms don't have windows. Okay, so the chants, we know saying Bloody Mary 3 times.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's 2 other options. It's I believe in Mary Worth or Bloody Mary, I killed your baby.
What? I killed your... Okay. Can you just picture like a 7-year-old at a slumber party being like, I killed your baby?
So y'all didn't see anything when you looked in the mirror?
No, we didn't. I don't know. It was like 15, 20. How old am I?
33.
20-something years ago.
And math is your strong suit. Okay, so supposedly when she appears, she can appear as a corpse, a witch, a ghost, or a bloodied woman.
Okay, because that's what, like, the old wives, I guess it's whatever, urban legend, not old wives tale, that we knew was that she would appear as, like, a bloody bride. Like, she would be in a wedding dress and covered in blood.
Okay. Well, so when she appears, there's several different things that could happen. Obviously.
Fear.
That. It goes from like screaming in your face, which could drive you mad, which would make you pissed off.
I don't like loud things in my ears. Don't talk loud to me in the car.
Lord, do I know that.
It hurts my ears.
Okay, so scream in your face, scratch your face or your body, or scratch your eyes out. Yeah.
I need those.
Drag you into the mirror and make you live with her. So basically burning in hell.
Oh my gosh.
Or kill you.
I'd take the kill me over the rotting in hell in a mirror with her.
Right?
I mean, I don't want any of it.
Yeah.
Hence why we're not doing it.
But it didn't start out like this back in the day. If you wanted to learn who your future husband was.
You would call upon Bloody Mary to know who you're going to get married to?
Well, what would happen is you would walk backwards up the stairs holding a candle, and in a handheld mirror, you would see the face of your future husband.
I feel like I've heard that before. Like that was, I don't know. I feel like I've heard that from somewhere.
I think we watched something on Netflix that had this.
What was it?
It was like a girl who killed someone or something, and she got hypnotized, and I don't know, it was back in the day.
She was hypnotized?
She faked being hypnotized, and it was like back in the day.
Elias Grace?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
But that was based on a true story, no?
I think so.
Okay.
But, like, she did it with that girl that she was in foster care with.
Yes. Okay. See, I knew I'd heard that.
I mean, they didn't go up the stairs, I don't think. They did something to find out who their future husband was going to be.
Okay.
Like, with a mirror. Okay, so I put a little asterisk here to say something, and, like, I have to remind myself.
Okay.
But I said that I would totally break my ankle or burn down the house trying to see who I would marry.
You had to walk up the stairs backwards?
Yes. I mean, well, one, if I had to walk up the stairs, but also if it was backwards. Because, back in the day, I would be like single, looking to mingle.
Yeah.
Now I'm like single, looking for a Pringle.
Unless you're Australian, and then you're down.
Oh, yeah.
You want your man and eat your Pringle too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Eat his Pringle.
Oh. Bet you can't have just one. Once you
pop it, you can't stop it. Oh, God.
Oh, never mind. I was going to take it way too far.
I got to know now. Even if you cut it, I got to know.
You know it's going to be salty.
Damn. Sorry, Mom. And Dawson.
Oh, Dawson, skip forward 30 seconds. All right, if you're done with the Pringles.
Are you ever really done with the Pringles?
No. If you saw a Grim Reaper or a skeleton, that meant that you would die before you got married.
Like, in the mirror? Sorry, I forgot what we were talking about.
Or in the bottom of the Pringles, if you saw that. High cholesterol.
I was just about to say you're dying of a heart attack.
But you eat those Pringles if you want it. Okay. So when I was looking, I saw this greeting card. It was for Halloween, and it was on Wikipedia. So it's legit. So it has this lovely woman in a white dress, and she's wearing a pink sash, and she's standing in front of a full-length mirror.
Yeah.
So can you picture it?
Picturing it. Cicely.
Okay. So she's holding a candle in one hand, and over her shoulder, you see this handsome guy's image in the mirror, which is still kind of creepy. Like, can it just be mirror on the wall? I don't want to see someone like peering behind me.
Yeah,
But like, hello, Michael Peterson being behind me and gonna kill me. Because there's a staircase involved.
No, he didn't do it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was the owl.
And it would probably be at night, so yeah, However, on the side of the mirror, you see a shadow of a witch, like with her hat and a broom. So you can tell that even though it was like something that people did, it's still showing, hey, this is a witchcraft. Yeah. It's sinister.
Yeah, even though it's like, I'm assuming like a beautiful woman and this very attractive man, and it looks all great, but... Okay.
The card's message read, on Halloween, look in the glass. Your future husband's face will pass.
So it only works on Halloween then?
I don't know. I think it was just a Halloween card, and so you know what I mean.
A greeting card. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I am slow on the uptake today.
Okay, so who is Bloody Mary?
I don't know. I have a feeling you're going to tell me.
Do you know the Muffin Man
who lives on Mulberry Lane? Drury Lane?
Yeah,
that one.
I think he moved, but okay. Okay, so one possibility is Mary Worth.
Hence the chant, Mary Worth.
Exactly. See, you're not slow on the uptake.
I listened.
So Mary Worth was believed to be a witch, and I'm going to tell you why.
She practiced witchcraft?
Okay, well, way to spoil it.
Well, if she's a witch.
No, okay, so she lived in the forest in a small cabin, and she made herbal remedies for the villagers.
Was her cabin made of candy? And is this the beginning to Hansel and Gretel?
No. Wrong witch. Wrong story. Whatever. So locals were scared of her, but some still used her for her medicinal herbs. So if you did use her, some people would be shunned by the really religious peeps in the village, because then they said, if you take her remedies, you're participating in witchcraft.
I mean, I can see the logic, but
if I have a disease, I'm going to her. Or if I have a migraine, give me something to take the pain away.
Right. She was like the OG with essential oils.
Yes. And peppermint that I used on your head.
Oh my God. It was like, because I have migraines. One day I was hurting when I was over at Donna's house. And so she I don't know, she whipped up some voodoo of essential oils with some peppermint and lavender. And put it on the back of my neck and on my temples. And like 30 minutes later, it was gone.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
So just call me Mary Worth. So yeah, everything's all good until some local girls go missing. And the villagers look everywhere. They can't find them. Go to her cabin, Mary's. And she's like, get off my property.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, because they don't want her to hurt them.
Yeah, they're like, please don't get mad at us.
Yeah. But some of the villagers that were there noticed that Mary's appearance had changed. She looked youthful and radiant.
As in, she sucked the beautiful radiance out of two young girls?
Maybe.
Okay.
But they had no proof.
I watched Hocus Pocus.
Yes. I feel like that's what this is. I feel like this is what Hocus Pocus is based off of.
Is it really? Or you're just assuming? Or like it sounds like the story?
Yeah, that's why I said assuming. I think.
Well, you could be like, I think that this is what I think. That made no damn sense.
Man. We're going to be #1 podcasters with this logic.
A guy at work the other day said, I think humans could do that if they knew how to. Yep, probably.
Look, does he want to be another co-host here? He's on our level. Whew. Okay, so one night, the miller's daughter heard something, but no one else seemed to hear it. And she was kind of entranced by this. So she's like walking like a zombie or an Egyptian. Okay, so she walked out of the door, and her mom was in bed with a toothache.
She should have gone and gotten some damn essential oils.
She did.
Oh, that's why her daughter was effed up.
Like, that's why they feel like they were targeted because, you know, she went and whatever. So, thanks for ruining it, but whatever. Good Lord. Okay, so she yelled for her husband to be like, go follow our daughter. What's going on?
Yeah.
Because, you know, she in bed and she don't want to get up. So, he does, and he's yelling for her, but she doesn't hear him.
The daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. So, he rounds up a few more peeps and like, hey, my daughter's being crazy and we need to stop her. Well, they're like, okay, yeah, man, we'll help you out. Yeah, it's a neighborly thing to do. So they see a light, and basically it's radiating from Mary. They figure out it's Mary standing at the edge of the forest.
What?
And she's holding a wand like directly to the miller's house. So I feel like it's like a lightsaber or something. You know what I mean? It's like illuminating.
Yeah.
And the daughter's like,
like a fly drawn to the light.
Yeah. So once they all realized what was going on, they charged Mary with pitchforks and guns. Classic. So she's like, oh shit. So she stops her spell and goes to run, because I'm guessing she's feeling youthful, and she's like, hell yeah, I'm going to sprint. But the miller had made silver bullets in preparation for if his daughter was stolen or anything, because he's smart. And
he's a doomsday prepper?
Yes. So he shot Mary in the hip.
Dang.
So she was caught and ultimately burned at the stake. And as she was burning, she said a curse on everyone that if they ever dared utter her name in front of a mirror.
Well, that's awfully specific.
She probably was like, you're so vain.
You probably think this curse is about you.
Oh, God. Classic. That she would come back for revenge.
Okay.
So
don't say her name in front of a mirror.
That's right. So when she was gone, you know, burned, the villagers went back to her house and searched for the missing girls.
No search warrant needed.
Because she did. But what they found were rows and rows of unmarked graves.
What?
Yeah.
So how many kids did she steal?
I don't know.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That leads into another lady whose name wasn't Mary, but shared many similarities.
Like stealing kids?
Yeah. Like, seriously.
Oh. Spoiler alert.
I know. Again, every fucking time. Can you stop guessing? And let me just tell you,
yes,
that is her pet peeve. We can't really watch movies together because she says I like to guess and she gets pissed off. But in a podcast, she's like, yay, willy-nilly, I'm going to do this.
You don't know me.
Mm-hmm. They know you now. You're fucking exposed. Her name is Elizabeth Bathory. She is known as the first female serial killer.
What?
Yeah, so I really think you should do a story on her because I just kind of skimmed over because I didn't want to hear all of it. But
yeah.
It looked like it would be really good.
Really? I'll have to look her up.
So in 1560, she was born into one of the most powerful clans in Central Europe. So she was a rich bitch.
God, I want to be a rich bitch.
Right? I'm a poor bitch.
I'm just a bitch. No, I'm a poor bitch too. Those student loans, though.
The struggle is real. All right. Apparently, she saw several terrible things in her childhood. Basically, servants and peasants being tortured and punished.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because, back in the day, servants and peasants, they were basically the same, worthless to the rich bitches.
Yeah.
One thing I found that I was like, Manny, say what? What movie? Show.
This Is Us.
That's right. I love that show so much.
Me too.
Hey, I've already referenced that, though, this time. It was...
this episode?
No, Dipshit Dean.
What'd he do?
Wasn't it? No, Vernon Dahmer. First episode. When he was in the hospital from fire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, if you haven't listened to episode 1, the quality is bad, but the stories are really good.
God, so bad.
We got better.
Yeah, I think.
Mm-hmm. And we're still getting better.
Yes.
Even if it's not this episode. Come back next episode. It'll be even better.
That's funny.
Okay. Anyway, back to Elizabeth Bathory. What she saw was a peasant being sewn alive inside a dying horse as punishment for theft.
What?
Yes. And so this is why when you said beating a dead horse, and I was like,
yeah. I have so many questions.
I know. Like, why hasn't this been on American Horror Story before?
Right? And how did someone fit inside of a horse?
Well, because they're a peasant, so they were probably like
malnourished.
80 pounds.
Yeah, true. Golly. So many questions.
Wikipedia had no answers. No, I'm just kidding. I use other sources.
Murderpedia?
Is there a thing?
Yes.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
Yeah, Murderpedia. It's Wikipedia, but for murders.
Well, thanks for telling me. I had no idea what you meant.
Glad I cleared that up for you.
Everyone needs a Kerri because they couldn't go through life without her.
Oh, God.
So fast forward from that crazyville, and it's 1604, and she's 44 years old. Her looks are fading, and so she's obsessed with being youthful and radiant. When have I used that before?
Mary Worth?
That's right. You were paying attention.
Yes.
Gold star. So the story goes, and I don't want to go into all the details, so I didn't look at everything.
Yeah.
Because I want you to do it one time. So I guess I'm the one who's being bossy right now. You do this story. So she tortured and killed young virgin girls.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. And bathed in their blood and drank their blood.
Ew.
She was charged with killing 80 girls, but people said that she kept a count of them in a book, and there were over 650 of them. Yeah, that girl better look like a fucking infant with all that shit.
She better be like fucking Benjamin Button in that shit.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So she's known as the Blood Countess, and she is said to be the inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula.
What?
Okay, third option is Queen Elizabeth I. She's the most likely source of Bloody Mary because she was actually nicknamed that.
What?
She's the daughter of Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon. She was born unwanted, really, because her father wanted an heir, not a girl. Mm-hmm. Since her mother couldn't give him an heir, he was like, I banish you. And so she couldn't see her mother even on her deathbed. Yeah.
Well, that'll fuck somebody up.
Mm-hmm.
Hence her being Bloody Mary.
Yep. Foreshadowing. So then she was eventually banned from court and labeled a bastard.
No.
Mm-hmm, when her father got with Anne Boleyn.
Who he killed, no?
Uh-huh.
She was the first of his 8 wives that he killed?
Yep. And she was Catherine, his first wife's lady-in-waiting or maid of honor or whatever they call them.
Dang, is this an episode of Reign?
I mean, Reign was like about all of the, not just her, but...
Yeah, but like that really does sound like a...
Yeah. And there's a movie, The Other Boleyn or The Boleyn Girl or whatever. Henry VIII, he was Hugh Hefner. But younger.
They didn't live that long back then.
Yeah, R.I.P.
To both.
So then, magically, she was welcomed back into court and eventually took the throne in 1553.
Wow.
What they said is that depending on which wife he was with and if they allowed, like they acknowledged Mary, then they could, she could come back.
Oh, God, that's a terrible existence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just like her father could care less.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I feel like this is how all of our stories start.
It really is.
Terrible childhood, terrible parents.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean that you're going to be a terrible person.
No.
It just means that you're more at risk.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's still not an excuse.
No, absolutely not.
But
everybody has their shit.
Yes. But it just is so frustrating to see, like, this is the catalyst.
Right.
And like you said the last time, just be kind.
Mm-hmm.
Be a freaking human.
Yep.
A good human. She was England's first queen regent, which is just a queen who rules on her own.
That's cool.
Yeah. So at the age of 37, she knew that she needed an heir, and so she married Philip of Spain. So she fell in love with him, but he did not love her. I think she would have fallen in love with anyone because she was so desperate for it anyway.
For love from her father.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So, okay. So 2 months into the marriage, she was pregnant. He fulfilled his duties. There wasn't any form of pregnancy testing, and doctors were forbidden to thoroughly examine a monarch.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But so she had all the symptoms. She no longer had a period. Her boobs were huge, morning sickness, and she was gaining weight in her midsection. I have all of those besides boobs. So soon she felt the baby move and she became bedridden and they prepared for the birth, but it never came.
No.
Mm-hmm.
She lost it?
No. Turns out she was actually never pregnant.
It was one of those phantom pregnancies?
Yep. So then later she actually had a second false pregnancy. Yeah. And this is why they say, Bloody Mary, I stole your baby.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And
did you put, oh?
No, I put, this is why they said, Bloody Mary, I stole your baby and shit. If you need me to write your term paper, find me on Fiverr.
Oh my God, that is great.
Oh gosh. Okay, but she was nicknamed Bloody Mary because she killed nearly 30 Protestants at the stake in an attempt to make England more Catholic.
Oh.
One account said that one of the women, Pertiny Massey, was pregnant and she had a baby while burning. Yes, so it was a boy too. The baby was thrown back into the flames by the executioner.
You think that Queen Elizabeth would have wanted to keep it, like,
right?
And be like, hey, I have a phantom pregnancy, but here's a boy.
Yeah.
Had a baby, it's a boy.
Oh my God. If y'all know what commercial that's from, you're old like we are. You're going to love this one because number 4 is Mary, Queen of Scots. That is Reign.
Yes. Love that show.
If y'all don't watch it, it's on Netflix. All of the seasons.
Yes.
So good.
Like REIGN.
Okay, so she didn't cause much bloodshed like Queen Elizabeth did. But shit happened all around her, and she was always in the middle of it. And she was suspected of killing her husband, who was also her cousin.
What?
Earl of Darnley. So she had a son, and she took her son, whose name is John, to her cousin, Queen Elizabeth I, to beg for protection because she felt like people were starting to turn on her.
Oh, because they thought she killed the guy. Okay.
Yeah. But Elizabeth feared that Mary would take over her throne, so she had her thrown in jail. She was in prison for 19 years.
And you know.
Oh, those were bad.
Yes, those were like bad. The gallows or whatever. Yeah. You know, those were not. Oh my gosh. 19 years?
Yes.
A queen, too.
I know.
19 years. God.
So people kept talking to Elizabeth and getting in her mind and stuff. After those horrible 19 years, Mary was sentenced to death by beheading.
Why not just do it 19 years ago?
Right? Like, way to prolong it.
Right.
However, the executioner was terrible. Probably his first day on the job.
Now, why would you let a first-timer do a damn queen?
I mean, I don't know if it was his first time. He didn't write Dear Diary, first day. So it took several attempts to try to kill Mary.
What?
And finally, the deed was done. So he lifted her head to yell, "Long live the queen." But he only got her red wig. And so her head fell off and fell to the ground.
Nuh-uh.
They say with all of the death around her for all the years and then her gruesome fucking death.
Yeah.
Makes her a candidate for Bloody Mary.
Okay.
I still think it's Queen Elizabeth I.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who's most likely to be, 85% Queen Elizabeth I, and then, like pie chart wise, it's other people, sprinkled in. So there's a Japanese version of Bloody Mary. Well, she's a bathroom ghost, which Bloody Mary is too, basically.
Ish.
Yeah. Her name is Hanako-san. That means Hanako of the toilet. I know, bless her heart. What a shitty name.
It's awful.
Oh my God. Okay.
Awfully funny.
Oh.
That was about as funny.
Oh God. Okay. So this is about a spirit of a young girl who haunts school bathrooms.
Oh God.
According to the legend, a person goes into the third stall in the girls' bathroom on the third floor, and they knock 3 times. So you knock 3 times before asking, "Are you there, Hanako-san?" You will hear a voice answer, "I'm here." If a person chooses to enter the stall, there will be a small girl in a red skirt, and sometimes she will pull you into the toilet.
Like a swirly?
And down to hell. Okay, so some legends say that she was an abused child who was chased down and finally caught by her angry parents in the school's bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Then some modern tales claim that she's a student who committed suicide in the girls' bathroom.
Oh God, either way.
I know, very sad. Then others say that she was a victim of a school which was burnt during one of the World War II bombing raids. Yeah, she was playing hide and seek and hid out in the bathroom when the bomb struck. Like, all 3 are so sad. But that doesn't give her the right to pull you down the toilet and go into hell.
No, I am not trying to go inside a toilet.
No.
Did I tell you what I found today cleaning out Grandma's house?
Oh, Lord.
Not a ghost. No.
Tell me, girl.
I found, my mom found a picture from World War II. I don't know where they were in the thing, but it was...
Wow.
It was a man standing over, like, a decomposed body. Like, you could see... It's a very dark picture, but you can see a skull.
What?
In it, yes. I'll have to post that.
Yeah, I was about to say, post that, girl, in our private group.
I know, but, like, because at first, when Mom looked at it, she was like, is there a skull in this picture? And, like, I had to turn the flashlight on my phone to, like, really see it because the picture is so dark.
Yeah.
And it's really little. It's like a little square picture. It's little.
Okay, so that is Toilet Girl and Mirror Girl, with all respect to them.
Right. Now, you go up in your bathroom and you call them that again.
So learning all of those possible backstories and stuff, I definitely don't want to try Bloody Mary.
Nope, not now.
Let us know if you have any stories about it.
Yeah, so email us all of your sinister sightings to aparanormalchicks@gmail.com.
Definitely about Bloody Mary. But
yes, that one. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and if you have any pictures that look like there's ghosts or anything, I definitely want to see it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Either email them to us or just post them on the Facebook group. This week's paranormal story wasn't necessarily as scary as, like, Robert, because he was so freaking scary. But I liked, like, trying to figure out who we think it was really based on.
Yeah, I like the history of it.
Yeah, me too. And we hope y'all liked it too.
Yeah. I think their backstories is actually kind of scarier than Bloody Mary.
Yeah, for sure. Because if it truly is real, that's pretty cool.
Okay, so what can we take away from this?
Number 1.
Don't wear heels. Wear your Crocs.
Okay, maybe not Crocs. Unless you're doing yard work.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't have them, but I will say one of the co-hosts do, and it's not me or Marley.
I do, but those are like yard shoes. Okay, they're not. I don't do yard work. That's a lie. I do like to mow. I do love mowing a damn yard.
Oh my gosh.
On a ride mower. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. I'm not doing that push mower crap. But they're good slippers.
Sure.
I hate you. 2, be like Donna and don't go into a bathroom until you turn the light on.
Yes.
And definitely don't say Bloody Mary 3 times while you're in there.
Definitely not.
Or Mary Worth. Or hide your kids, hide your wife, killed your baby.
Yes.
Whatever the other one was.
All right, y'all. We have to go because, I got to look for a Pringle. Kerri's looking to mingle.
You don't know me. Now remember,
creep it real and don't get scared.